All right, hey, welcome. This is yoga. So if you have a block and either a strap or a ring, you might need that for props. We're gonna start today in tabletop position. Just rounding and arcing, moving through your cat-cow. Just let me see your down dog. Your down dog. Loosening up any tension, just moving through your spine. Feeling into your breath, wherever you're at today. If you guys were at my workout right before, this is a great opportunity to slow your breath down and just move with that breath. Let it guide you. Inhaling when you arc into the belly, exhaling into your back in the cat. Letting that breath get longer, slower, and deeper. Good, just about 5 more deep breaths here, moving through your breath. And just start feeling into that breath, trying to pause just slightly in between your inhalation and exhalation. And then finding a flat tabletop neutral back. Extend your right leg. Curl your toes. So you want to push into the big mound part of your foot and try to stretch out from the Achilles heel all the way up into your calf muscle. Take a moment here, just breathe into it. This is something that gets tight on a lot of us, especially as we age. So this is a really great stretch to stretch it out using your body weight. Opening up through your toes. And now just do little shifts towards your big toe and pinky toe. Little shifts side to side, readjust as you need. If you're feeling anything talking to you as you shift side to side, then that's your body telling you it needs a little attention there and to just breathe into it. Good, 2 more deep breaths here and then we'll switch sides. And when you're ready, just move it to your other side, lower that knee back into tabletop, and then switch towards your left side. Just starting with that general neutral stretch, widening those toes, whatever way your body naturally goes. Stay there, stretch and press into it. And then in a few breaths, we'll start moving side to side toward the big toe and the little toe. Good. And now whenever you're ready, you can just do little shifts side to side, or if you feel really good where you're at, if it's feeling good, you can stay there. But the shifts side to side help feel into different parts that maybe you didn't even know had some tension into them. If you are feeling that tension resistance, give it a little bit of extra attention and just breathe into it. Good, about 2 more deep breaths here. And on that exhalation, lower both knees onto the ground, lift up onto just your knees. We're gonna take our right arm right out in front of us. The left hand is on top. Interlace your fingers and then just press onto your hand as you lean back. And then just stay here. Stay here, stretching out through the hand and the quads at the same time. Lean back as much as comfortable for you. This is a good knee strengthener here too. 2 more deep breaths, and then we'll switch it to our left hand on the bottom, right hand on top. Good, and when you're ready, switch it to the left hand on the bottom, fingers point up, and stretch out, breathe. 5 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna come back into a tabletop child's pose type position and stretch out our wrists on the top part of our hands. Keep breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're just going to lower the top part of our hands onto the ground. At your own comfort level, I don't want you to fully put your body weight onto here, but just at your own comfort level, we're stretching out through the forearms with the top part of the hands placed onto the mat. And we're leaning back into the hips, not onto the wrist. 3 more deep breaths here. Good, and on the exhalation, come back up onto your knees. Take those arms out in front of you, lean back, and start circling the wrists. So we're leaning back just like we were before, and circling through the wrists, one direction. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and then circle the other way. Keep leaning back, press those hips forward, circle 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take your hands, see if you can place your hands onto your heels. Or you could use a block to help you. We're gonna come into our camel pose. Lift up your chin, press your hips forward, open up the chest. 5 breaths here. On your exhalation, slowly come back into that tabletop position. Curl your toes. We're gonna move from a cow, arc the spine, lift the chin and the tailbone, into a cat, round the spine, and then into a down dog. We're gonna move through this a few times. Inhale into that cow. Exhale, round into your cat, and then back into your down dog. So if you want to make this one deep inhalation on the cow, and then exhalation as you transition from your cat to your dog. If that is too long of a breath motion, just adjust it to however your breath can move. And making any little movements along the way that feel good for you. Good, about 5 more breaths in this motion, and then we're gonna stay in our down dog. If at any time you need to, you can move it back into the cat-cow position, or even into a child's pose. Good, about 2 more rounds, and then we'll stay in our downward facing dog. So just move it through one more time, and the next time that you're in that down dog position, stay there and breathe. Opening up through the shoulders. If you wanted to, you could walk your dog. This is our first official down dog of the day. So usually that first down dog, I like to walk it. Breathing. About 5 more deep breaths. Remember, if at any time you needed to, you could move into your tabletop doing a cat-cow or a child's. Try to widen the fingers, straightening out the back, tucking that chin into your chest. And then just shifting all of your weight back towards your hip bones. Good. And then start walking your hands all the way up towards your feet. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and use that strap if you need to. Start straightening out through the arms, and just stay here and breathe a moment. Moving your head side to side, stretching out through the neck as you stretch the shoulders and the hamstrings in the back. Good, one more deep breath. And then take the hands back down onto the ground. Bend your knees so that the knees point out on the outside part of your arms, and then straighten back into it. Bend the knees out. Try to give a little push with your arms, and then back into that forward fold position. Out, little push with the arms, then back into your forward fold. All right, so if you feel like you can get a little bit wider while you're doing this so that your heels can stay onto the ground, start adjusting here. Because in just a few breaths, we're gonna stay down in this froggy type position. Also, this is where you might start needing a block. So while you're in this momentum movement, make sure that block is near you. All right, and 2 more, we're gonna keep those knees bent and hips down. All right, next time those hips are down, maybe put a block under your seat bones. See if your heels can touch the ground. Start bringing the palms together to your heart center. And then just little shifts side to side, right to left. As you loosen up through those hip bones, plugging those heels onto the ground. If you have a block, maybe you don't shift as much, maybe you just press those elbows onto your legs. Good, about 3 more deep breaths. And then we're just gonna stay there and we're gonna try to point our arms out. 2. Okay, now stay here. Stretch your arms out, interlace the bottom 3 fingers. Stay here, breathe. Try to breathe with your belly. Belly breathing. Good, keep breathing, 10 more seconds. Good, and now slowly lower your hands to the ground. We're gonna come into a crow pose. So see if you can lift your feet off of the ground, either one foot or both feet, and balance. 5 deep breaths. Just look at something not moving. Good, and then slowly lower those feet to the ground. Bring yourself all the way up, standing at the top of your mat. Reach your arms all the way up. Deep breath in. See if you can take one wrist, pull it to the side, Look up to the side of the arm that you're pulling. Deep breath in. Exhale. Take the other wrist. Pull to the opposite side and look up. And exhale. Bring it back to center. Both arms stretch back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Swan dive down. Hands come under your shoulders. Step or jump. Finding that plank line. Hold this plank. Start rolling your shoulders. One direction. If you need to, you can put your knees on the floor and just roll the shoulders. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now roll the shoulders the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the knees down, press it back into an extended arm child's pose. Press that forehead onto the mat or a block, some type of surface, breathe. And walk it all the way over to the side, one side, whatever side. Stretch out, press into the ground. Feel that side body stretch with the option to take the hand that's on the inside and stack it on the outside hand. 3 more deep breaths. And on your next exhalation, take it all the way over to the other side. Pressing the hands into the ground with the option to stack the hand that's on the inside to the outside hand. Breathe. And on the exhalation, bring it back to center. We're gonna walk all the way out onto our mat. Bellies onto the mat. All right, place the palms flat onto the ground. Start lifting the legs up as high as you can, and then lift the chest. Stay here, breathe. Keep lifting up nice and high, stretch those legs, 3 more deep breaths. Good, now lower your legs down. Take your hands, point the fingers forward. Squeeze your elbows into the ribs. Those hands should be low on the rib cage. And start lifting up into a cobra or an up dog. And then exhale down. Inhale, lift it all the way up, as high up as comfortably possible. Exhaling down. Moving with the breath. I know I say that all the time, but it's just yoga. Yoga is stretching with the breath. Good, and the next time that you're up, stay up as high as comfortable, and then start looking behind you, right side, left side. Just one side and the other side. So remember to drink a lot of water after yoga, because this is really good for stretching out your internal organs. But you want to replenish after you let go. You think about, what are you putting back? So water, room temperature, with a splash of lemon, if you have it, is a good alkalizing type of water for your body. Good, okay, now we just have 2 more each side. We're gonna come back onto our stomach and do a little bit more of these stretches. I promise we'll do counter stretches after this. So lower all the way back down. Rest your hands in front of you like you're making a little pillow. And you can place your forehead onto your hands. Bend your right knee, flex your foot, and your left leg is gonna start going up, up, up. Lift it up as high as you can, and then lower back down. This is going to dynamically warm up through the hip. We're gonna do this a few more times up and down, and then we're gonna keep that left leg up and try to stack the left leg on our right foot. The next time that left leg is up, see if you can stack it on your right foot on the meaty part of your knee, not on the knee bone, a little bit above the knee bone or below the knee bone. Stay here, we have 5 deep breaths right here. All right, on the exhalation, release that left leg, let your right leg lower to the ground, bend your left knee, that same one that was just up, and then see if you can catch it with your opposite hand. Start stretching out your right leg, left arm, your right arm, left foot are binded. Breathe here, 5 deep breaths. Bring it up higher if you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, go back into a counter stretch child's pose before we do the other side. So it's important to move back and forth between our stretches so you don't get too burnt out on one side and the other side. And walk it over to the left side. Stretch here, breathe. Good, 2 more deep breaths in, and then we're coming back into the plank position. All right, now exhale, walk it back to center. Find that plank line. Plank line, we're going back into the shoulder rolls. If you need to, put your knees on the ground in your plank. Roll the shoulders one way for 5. Squeeze the core, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just shoulder roll other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your hips down, all the way down onto the ground. Place those palms flat onto the ground and start lifting up the legs. Stretch it out, breathe. Press those palms into the ground to help lift up even higher. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs down. Place those hands low on the rib cage. Fingers point forward. And then inhaling up, exhaling down. In that baby cobra, cobra, or up dog, as high or as low as you want to go. Just try to move with the breath. Squeezing those elbows into the ribs when you come up. Three more, and then we're going to stay up and look behind us, side to side. All right, and the next time that you're up, stay up here and look behind you. Side to side, right to left. If anything is talking to you, feel free to stay there and breathe into it. Good. 2 more each side. And then coming back to center when you're ready, lowering all the way down, stack your hands in front of you. And now this time we're bending the left leg, flex your foot. So we're doing other side, make sure you do your other side. And then start bringing the right leg all the way up and down, up and down. Just dynamically warming up here. And about 3 more, we'll bring that leg all the way up and stack it on top of the foot. And the next time that right leg is up, shift it so that you can rest onto your foot on the left foot, right leg. Breathe. Just relax into this. Make sure that you're not on your bony part of the knee. It's either above or below the actual knee bone. Just let that leg drain. 3 more deep breaths, and then we're coming into the bind. And on your exhalation, let the left leg lengthen. Bend your right leg. See if you can catch that foot with your opposite hand. So it's left hand, right foot, and then extend your opposite limbs, right arm, left leg, and bring your leg up as high as comfortable. 5 more deep breaths here. And on the exhalation, slowly release. Press back into that extended arm child's pose. Counter stretching. Take a few breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, you can walk it over to the right side. Really get a deep stretch through that side body. Two more deep breaths, and then we're going to do that one more time with a double bind onto our legs instead of the single bind. All right, when you're ready, come back to center, find that plank line. Rolling through the shoulders. Remember, you can put your knees onto the ground if you need to. Roll those shoulders one way. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go your other direction. Just roll those shoulders the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down onto the mat. Place those palms flat onto the ground, nearby your legs, and then start lifting up through the legs. Stretch out your legs. If you want to, while you're here, circle your ankles. One way for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're circling the ankles, circle the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs down, point your toes. Now place those hands low on the rib cage. Fingers pointed forward and come into those cobra push-ups is what I'm calling them. Inhale up, exhale down. It's really nice for that pranayama, the breath body. So last time doing these, so really stretch it out as much as you comfortably want to or can. Move your head as much as comfortable. 2 more, and then we'll come into that side to side, looking behind you. And the next time you have that cobra or up dog, look behind you, side to side. One shoulder and then the other shoulder. Keep stretching it out. About 2 more each side. And then make sure you're even on both sides. Come all the way down, resting your head, your forehead onto those hands. Bring those hands out in front of you. And we're gonna stretch out your legs, point the toes, both legs all the way up. Up, up. Good, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend the knees, flex the feet. Same thing, up. Knees bent, feet flex, up, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Now keep your knees up. See if you can catch your ankles with your hands and bring it all the way up. You can rock forward and back if that feels good for you, or just stay in whatever is comfortable. 5 more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, place those hands under your shoulders, release your bind, and press it back into that extended arm child's pose. Widening your knees. Take what you need here if you want to walk it side to side or just stay in your extended arm child's pose. We're going to be here about 5 deep breaths. Really stretch out your back. We just did a lot of counter stretching. So stretch out that other way. Listen to your body. Good, about 2 more deep breaths, and then we're going to come into a dolphin pose with our forearms onto the ground and lifting up the hips. All right, so come back to center, place those forearms onto the ground, start lifting your hips, curl your toes, and then press back. I think people call this maybe a puppy pose too. So just stretch back with those forearms onto the ground, feeling in towards your legs. If you wanted to, you could bend one knee and the other. Keep breathing, moving through it. Good, 2 more deep breaths here. And then lower those knees back onto the ground. With your hands under your shoulders, come back into that tabletop position. Round into a cat pose here. Stay in a cat pose. And then just start bringing your chin toward one shoulder and the other shoulder. Let whatever your spine wants to do, let the spine do what it does as you focus on keeping a rounded back. And then just bringing your chin toward one shoulder and the other shoulder. You will have the rest of the spine move with it, but I want you to just focus on the shoulders right now. Drawing that belly button all the way up toward your spine. And 2 more each side. And then bring that chin into the chest. Keep your spine rounded. And now start circling the hips. Let the hips circle. The shoulders can naturally circle with it, but now I want you to focus a little bit more on the hips and the shoulders. Good, about 2 more sways this way, and then we'll go the other direction. Whenever you're ready, as you feel guided, just reverse the direction of those hip circles. Good, and coming back to a neutral tabletop spine. Curl your toes, find that plank line again. Plank line. Now this time we're gonna move our head side to side, tucking your chin in towards your chest when you transition from one side to the other side. Like you're reaching your chin over to one shoulder and the other shoulder in that plank line. If you needed to, you could come onto your knees in your plank. Another 5 more deep breaths. Good, 1 more deep breath. And then press it back into your down dog. So the last down dog of the day. So take what you need here if you want to walk your dog, or if you want to just stay and press into it. We have 10 deep breaths. If you get tired, move into that child's pose or into a cat-cow. Otherwise, just breathe. Good, 5 more deep breaths here. Keep pressing all the way into the heels, straightening out through the back, opening up the shoulders, widening those fingers. And on your next exhalation, lower the knees down to the ground, cross your legs behind you, and then shift your weight back. So you can come onto your seat bones, extend your right leg, bring your left knee in toward your inner thigh at your own comfort level. And then take this right leg, lift it up to get out to the side. Reset through the seat bones as you need to. Reach the arms all the way up. And we're gonna take the right arm over to the left knee. See if you can tap the foot and then switch it. So your arms are gonna kind of get into a windmill type of motion, reaching toward opposite finger to toe. Moving with that breath, nice and slow. Inhaling when you reach up, exhaling when you bend over. Stretching out the arms too. About 2 more each way. And then we're gonna stay reaching over to that right side. And the next time that you're reaching over to the right, you can place your right hand right in front of you. If you need to, grab that strap and see if you can catch your toe. It helps me to kind of look down and catch it, and then use my right hand to press up so that I can look up to the ceiling. Use a strap or a ring to catch your foot if you need to. 5 deep breaths. Breathe into the side body. And on your exhalation, gently release. And then just switch it. Right leg in, left leg out to the side, seat bones reset, nice and grounded. And then bring those arms all the way up. Deep breath in. Exhale, starting that windmill type of motion. Let the arms stretch the opposite direction that the leg is. Feel where you might be feeling some resistance, some tension. This is another good one for those internal organs. We did the kidneys, the stomach. Now this is liver, pancreas, and spleen. So those are the organs that are more on the side, and the kidneys and stomach and all of your colon and intestines are more toward the center, but they're all just connected. Good, and then the next time that we have our right hand toward our left foot, we're gonna stay here and see if you can catch that foot. Remember, it helps to start by looking down, catching the foot with either a ring, a strap, or your hand, and then start looking up, pressing your left hand into the ground, the mat, look up to the ceiling. 5 deep breaths. Think about those organs. Your liver is right here on the right side, you're stretching it. And the pancreas is right under the liver. Three more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, gently unwind. We're just gonna go straight into our Savasana. So bend those knees. Let's balance here in a little ball. And then rock back onto your back. And then make yourself into like a rock, like a stone. Get nice and tight through the fists, through the feet. Squeeze, squeeze for 5, 4, keep squeezing, 3, 2, 1, and take it out into your Savasana. Find that Savasana position, get nice and grounded and comfortable with your spine long, your hips, your shoulders grounded, those limbs long, the palms open, feet fall to the side. When you feel comfortable, take a big deep breath in and sigh it out. Just activating your heart chakra, releasing your energy into the earth, and rejuvenating it, re-energizing it with the universe, the central sun. Imagine that you're just lying on a beautiful sunny beach with clear skies, clear water. Your body is grounded into the sand, into the earth. You're feeling warm with the sun. And feeling neutralized and balanced with the grounding energy of the earth and the lifting momentum, warm energy of the sun. Just living in perfect harmony and balance and calmness and peace. Begin making small movements, wiggling your fingers and your toes, blinking your eyes, moving your head side to side. When you're ready, bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug. telling yourself that you love yourself. And then with your hands behind your legs, rock yourself up into a seated position, a nice comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. Feeling grounded through those seat bones. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms touch, and just stay here for a moment. Feeling the energy ground into the earth and lift into the universe's central sun. Imagine you have those two opposing forces with you. The horizontal earth energy and the vertical universal energy. Take a big deep breath here. And then exhale, bring those energies into your heart center as your hands come down, thumbs to your heart, and namaste.